property line.
That's not the way the ordinance reads, but that is, the Burr Oak Street is on the agenda, so I think there'd be a lot more, Josh has a lot more description, a lot more explanation of the plan for that area.
Since we're gonna be talking about it later, can we move on?
Yep.
Thank you. Any other interested, interested citizens, last call? Hearing none, we will move on. Number 5, notices, communications, announcements. 5A, support SEMCAC, Rushford Community Foundation, Good Shepherd Foundation, and other local organizations on Give to the Max Day, November 14th. And make the power of your donation stretch even further. Go to www.givemn.org. 5B, notice of Mediacom channel changes effective 12/10/2013. Looks like a whole bunch of music selections. Everybody, please plan accordingly.
Just one question related to our franchisees in the town. What are the current contract dates for those and also for the towers and all that kind of stuff? I haven't heard anything on it for a long time, so I'm just looking for information.
I'll get back to you on when the franchises are up. I don't know, maybe Kathy knows. The towers they're owned by private companies, so my understanding is there's no lease that's offered back to the city, is that correct?
The franchise dates, I don't know that there is an end date on that. I think
There should be.
I think we've made changes when they change hands, you know? Or it's one of those deals where it'll renew after 5 years if neither side has any, anything in place. But we have to dig those out, I really don't recall. It would be Ace and Mediacom would be the two that
Right.
we have.
I can get back to the council on that. We should know that, because if it is on some sort of automatic renewal, we're at a pretty big disadvantage. We should step in and at least take a good look at it before we just allow it to renew.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
And with that, let's move on to the consent agenda. Consent agenda this evening.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Dahl, second by Mr. Bunky. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes. Thank you. Number 7, public hearing. There is none this evening. Number 8, general business. 8A, consideration of receiving recommendation from Board of Zoning Appeals from a hearing held earlier this same date to consider the request of Green Acres Properties, Mitch Bublitz, to construct a new garage with less than the required side yard. A 7-foot east side yard variance is requested for the property located at 503 East Rushford Avenue. The new construction will line up with the existing house on the east side, and driveway setback from the alley will be met. Board of Zoning Appeals minutes will be provided at the meeting.
That is the tan piece of paper.
Well, it looks like it was approved. Any questions or comments or concerns?
That's to build a house, or a garage in back of the house, right?
Right.
Okay.
Access from the alley. Kind of interesting what he's doing there. There is already a garage back there.
No, I don't think there is.
I was in there. I looked at it.
Garage back there already?
Yeah, it's on the east side of the house. Where you're in the back there. It's still got the rollers from the garage door up there.
I was back there. I didn't stop. Make a motion to approve it. Along with it.
Got a motion, you got a second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Colvinson, second by Mr. Bunking. Any questions or comments or otherwise? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion passes. Thank you. Move on to 8B, consideration of preliminary plan review for improvements to be made to South Burr Oak Street. Currently, several properties are accessed off the end of the street with some parcels carrying a non-compliant driveway. Neighborhood meetings have been held to discuss the shared driveway to a 12-foot bituminous surface levee maintenance road to allow access to all property, including two building lots and the city levee, and to correct drainage issues in the area. The Planning Commission has reviewed the concept of two parcels to be brought into compliance with existing zone regulations. Additional information will be available from Odom Engineering at the meeting, and that would be Josh.
And I think also in your discussions are the issues that was brought up earlier under the open meeting.
Correct. Just to give everyone a quick review of what was going on, a brief history real quick. It all started with Cheryl and Bruce Bruner were hoping to build a house, and they're going to be subdividing the lot that they had bought. And that created a ordinance issue with their driveway, and then also their sewer service was in a failed condition which needs to be replaced. So also with the subdivision, that new lot needed to be, have its own sewer and water services as well as the driveway easement or access easement. Also in that same area, you have Larry Hundorf who abuts the levee there, and he has a current easement to drive, ingress-egress easement to get across there to his property. So he would also need a driveway easement. Now, the other two issues that we have with this is currently the Collinson property and the Heim property are sharing a driveway. So it's something that we could solve that issue as long as we were working on this as well. And that just kind of just an overview of that first page. The second page kind of shows you what we had recently came up with at our second meeting. The first meeting, because we wanted to get services to that new lot that they would be splitting, we had intentionally, first wanted to add a main in there, and afterwards we kind of discussed it and found out that the Bruners really wanted to move forward. They wanted to do it the least expensive way and what the quickest was. So having to send plans through the PCA, get those approved would have taken another month, would have set them back, and we just needed to move forward at a quicker pace. Also, we weren't going to be able to pick up Larry Hundorf's sewer line because of the depth problems that we were having with it. He's already too deep, so we can't pick him up on that main. So what we decided was the easiest thing to do would be if everyone got their own services and paid for it that way. That would be the quickest, cheapest, easiest way to do it, and then we can worry about the road issues next spring. So that's where we came up with on our second meeting. Also in that meeting, we came up with some of the drainage issues. The water doesn't properly drain across the property, so we needed to design it so it's going to have a swale in there.
It really, right in front of Hanson's house there.
Correct. Right. There's some really bad settlement in the pavement there now.
Yeah.
So what we would do is we would go back to where that red line is on page 2, take out the bituminous there, repave it, shape it so it does drain, and then coming down Hyam's property, you could put in a concrete flume, and that was Kenny Hyam's idea, so we can maintain that more efficiently and get the water to drain out of there. So
That's the gold line?
That's the gold line.